Hello, children and adults who behave like children. Today's podcast is about recreational drugs, legal and illegal. Recreational drug use is part of youth culture. If you are tempted to take legal or illegal drugs, you need to know some facts. Legal drugs are tobacco and alcohol. Illegal drugs are amphetamines, amyl nitrates, cannabis, cocaine, ecstasy, heroin, ketamine, crack cocaine, magic mushrooms, and a host of others. My advice, stick to the legal drugs. That way you will avoid self-harm and stay out of prison. Cannabis has been made legal in some states of the US and Portugal as well as Holland, who have a relaxed attitude on recreational drugs. Cannabis is prescribed for certain medical conditions. Recreational cannabis in small quantities does not do any lasting damage. Fentanyl is illegal on prescription from your doctor. However, there is an illegal trade in the drug, as this drug is more powerful than morphine used for chronic pain treatment. For many recreational drug users, it is the new drug to have. The opioid epidemic in the US has reached critical levels. Many tens of thousands of people die due to drug abuse every year. To make you aware of the seriousness of drug use, I have here cocoa and caca. Cocoa is user of legal drugs while caca uses legal and illegal drugs. Beginning with cocoa, he is a caffeine addict. Notice how alert he looks. High caffeine addiction makes him a very alert and a workaholic. He is also a weekend social drinker. When you mix alcohol with caffeine, it creates a hyperactive person with violent tendencies. He already has a criminal record for violent disorder. Kaka is a recreational weekend cannabis user. As you can see, she is very relaxed. This is the positive benefits of cannabis, which has the same potency of popular painkillers and is not addictive unless in high concentration. Occasional cannabis use does little or no harm for the person. Kaka lives a normal everyday life with friends and family. However, when she mixes cannabis with alcohol, then as you can see, she's not in a fit and proper state. However, drugs such as heroin, crack cocaine, and painkillers like fentanyl are highly addictive. And if bought from unknown sources, you have no way to determine that they do no harm or have dangerous side effects or have any chemicals added to them. By taking such drugs, you are risking serious health issues and possibly death. Best to stick to legal drugs like alcohol and tobacco. Ideally, you do not want to smoke, as long-term smoking can lead to lung cancer, which you do not want. An increasing number of young ladies are smoking as a means of staying slim, as it suppresses appetite. This can be dangerous if women plan to have children. It is best to buy legal drugs where the government can collect sin taxes from you, even if they are harmful. Illegal drugs can be harmful. Since the government cannot collect taxes from them, they will remain illegal. Being illegal, the trade in illicit drugs makes millions for kingpin drug dealers and untold misery for drug users, who have to commit crimes to fund their drug habit. It is far better to decriminalize drug use and treat it as a medical condition. This would get rid of the illicit trade in drug use. The government, as the drug dealer, will supply the drugs needed and institute a program to get people out of drug use. This will mean less crime being committed by drug users. Banning drugs does not work and has not worked. Locking up people with long prison sentences for minor drug use, as in the US, is a waste of taxpayer money. The two main Colombian drug cartels have combined wealth exceeding $30 billion. Cocaine is big business. Sensible discussion on legal and illegal drug use has ended in the UK and US. The US believes by stopping supplies of drugs, the demand will stop. This is turning logic on its head. If demand stops, so will the supply. In the UK, in the past, drug users were registered and given heroin doses prescribed by the doctor. Since then, more puritanical attitudes prevail that recreational drug use are a gateway to more serious drug use and abuse. There is evidence that some people will move from recreational drugs to more harmful and addictive drugs. The same logic is that a small number of alcohol drinkers will become full-time alcoholics. Nicotine addiction is responsible for far more deaths than drug abuse. It is far better to regulate drug use so that the problem can be managed and the criminal element eliminated. Otherwise, young men will steal to fund their drug habit, while young ladies prostitute themselves. Neither outcome is good for society or the taxpayer. It is unlikely we will see a sudden change from the political class who are terrified of a middle-class backlash if seen soft on drugs. There are restrictions on legal drugs, at what age you can take them. In the UK, you can smoke once you're 16 and drink alcohol once you're 18. In other countries, different laws apply, so please stay within the law. Please, to all my viewers, wish Coco and Kaka the best for the future.